Welcome to JG's Fight Talk, and today we are honoured to have Jamel Herring. How you doing, Jamel?
I'm doing great. Nice to be able to talk to you guys finally, man.
Oh no, honestly, it's a pleasure to have you on. As I say,
it's our privilege.
We're good fans of yours, and just such an honest and well, just a top guy.
Decent, honest, decent guy.
As I say, joining us today, I've got my man as always, Enda. How you doing?
I'm doing great here. I'm just delighted to be here.
But Jamel, you've been a man of many successes. You've been a Marine for the US Army. You've been 2012 Olympics. 2019, you won your world title, and you're hoping to defend it on the 3rd of April.
Yes.
Yeah. Where do we start? Where did it all begin boxing for you?
Oh, for me, I had to give a special shout out to my good friend Ashanti Hendrickson, because he actually introduced me to boxing. His father was my first trainer back in, I believe, in 2000, 2001. So, and like when I got to the gym, I was just amazed that, like, when you go to a gym, you see all the posters from old fights, like from way back. And it was like one of those real gritty, like, type gyms. And I just fell in love with it. And since then, I just stuck with it. But I would never thought at that time that boxing would take me so far to where I'm at now. But I'm glad I did, stick with the game. And here we are now, and I'm just grateful.
Yeah,
world champion. You've won your world title, and you're up to defend it now against Carl Frampton. Yes. So I'm looking forward to that fight. I take it eventually now that it's got a date.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, for me, I like Carl. I respect him. I'm actually, like I tell everyone who asks, I'm actually a fan because I actually watched his fights when he was coming up. Like, 2016, like, this is how I know I study everything. Like, from 2016, It was a big year for him. You had the Quig fight, that was huge. Just the atmosphere and the build-up. I remember everything. That was crazy. And then he went on to face Leo Santa Cruz. And, like, rightfully so, he deserved to be, the fight of the year that year. So, there's always a lot of respect there. But I just feel as right now, his name carries a lot in terms of my resume, which is why I wanted the fight to make the fight. And you guys know I was willing to travel to even Belfast in his own backyard.
That would have been epic now. Fighting in Belfast.
Yeah, I was all for it because
in the King's Hall,
because
it would probably have to have moved to the rugby stadium, probably Ravenhill, but that would be classic. But unfortunately, COVID.
I love the European atmosphere. Like, you guys always bring a great, tremendous.
The words to Sweet Caroline.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, I had that on my playlist.
That's it. You can come over now. You can come over.
You want to get pumped for a song? If you want to get pumped for a fight, put that song on. But I really want to go to Belfast because in Northern Ireland, because I see my teammate Errol Spence when he fought Cal Brook in the UK.
Yeah.
And I just love the atmosphere around that fight. And I was like, you know what? I want to be a part of something like that. Either it's in Ireland, Northern Ireland, or the UK. I want to be a part of something, big.
Yeah,
it's my own career.
Yeah, because I'm from the Irish Republic now, and Joel's obviously from England. But we're a great kind of, the UK and Ireland. It's got a real boxing history. We've got boxers like Barry McGuigan, who represented everyone really. You know what I mean? And when he fought in Loftus Road for the title, everyone in the UK and Ireland was behind him.
Listen,
and people like Frank Bruno. Irish people love him. Lennox Lewis. I don't think there's animosity in Ireland against any British boxer. Ricky Hatton, huge following in Ireland. You know what I mean? And Audley Harrison, not Audley Harrison. Um,
he had a tough
I was
outing.
going to say,
He had a great amateur career. He just couldn't get
he
over that.
he
and then
did,
we
but
leave it
He had a
there.
great amateur career. I give
no,
him
he
that.
won.
I give him that.
And he went away and he won his title
Yeah.
in a foreign Olympics, which is bloody tough.
Yeah.
You know, because
I
you
mean,
have to beat the
listen, man,
judges
I mean,
as well as everything else.
I was in Madison Square Garden when the first Joshua Ruiz fight, and I seen all the Irish and the UK fans come together, and it was just. I think you guys. I think there was more of you guys out there than Americans that
Oh
night.
yeah, because yeah,
but it was
I went to Vegas.
It was a great time. It was a great.
I went to
time.
Vegas for Mayweather Hatton, and it was just
Oh,
full of
I
English
missed
people.
out.
And I
Yeah, great.
actually am a big fan of Floyd Mayweather Jr. I think technically he was just a brilliant boxer. And all the fans were all England, and they paid a lot of money to get over there. And I was just there. I just wanted to see Floyd Mayweather Jr. But the other thing I had was I had a bet on Joe Calzaghe to win Sports Personality of the Year, and he was a shoe-in unless Mayweather won. So unless Hatton won. So I had two reasons to shout for Mayweather.
No, it's crazy, really, and when you look at all these people that have come through, and it's now coming up to, as I say, your world title fight. You know, defending your gold
Right.
in Dubai of all places. Where did it come about to get into Dubai?
Honestly, you gotta honestly say that's I would say that's an MTK thing, man. Because what happened? The issue was, I believe that Frank Warren was having issues getting the things together in terms of the fight. Because I was all for coming to the UK when we had that arrangement. But I think there was a lot of issues going on with
the COVID restrictions, really hampers anything.
The COVID restrictions were crazy. So that played a part, because remember, like, this fight has been like postponed like at least 3 times. I was supposed to come to the UK in mid-January, I believe it was January 16th at the time, but the COVID spiked up. And so and like you guys know, like boxing in the UK of all was just canceled for that whole entire month. So then we moved to February 6th. But I know the BT Sports and over here at ESPN, they couldn't agree on the same date. So then it got moved to February 27th. But then that's when Frampton had the hand injury. So, and I believe that's when Frank was having a hard time keeping the card together as well. And,
but I mean, you still had huge COVID restrictions in February anyway.
So I think they said, like, right now, honestly, they say that Dubai is the more lax with the COVID restrictions right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's the heat as well. You know, I mean, COVID doesn't transmit as well in the heat, and and
I believe we're having a little crowd there as well. So
that'd be cool.
They just moved it to Dubai.
Yeah, and I will put a pound to a penny. There'll be plenty of Irish and UK accents there on the day. You know, I guarantee you they'll be worth quarantining for. You better make it worth your while with the quarantine now.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's nothing. I heard that the quarantine in Dubai for like terms of the fight, because you guys see the whole time that like fighters with their fight at, they usually are restricted to maybe just one area for the whole week. But I think they said in Dubai it's a little bit more lax where we.
Oh, Dubai. Yeah, because there's less COVID. The COVID isn't as prevalent in Dubai. You know, it's so like.
But for me, I'm just happy. I just want the fight. You know,
exactly.
I was willing to travel anywhere for the fight. So for me, that's the main goal. As long as I get in the ring and I know it's official when the bell rings.
Yeah. No, 100%. Do you think today Carl Frampton is going to be your toughest test?
Honestly, I don't know. And the reason why I said it is because I won't know until I actually get in there. Because I've been in a lot of tough battles, in my past, like guys like Shavkov. I will say this, Frampton, he's the biggest name that I on my resume. He's the biggest, he's the biggest known fighter that people know who Carl Frampton is. I will say that, and I give him that respect. But I can't really say if he'll be my hardest challenge, because remember, like, I don't believe, like some like many believe that he's not even a natural super featherweight for starters. Some people try to say that you know, he's had his best behind him. We mentioned earlier before when he fought guys like Quigg, Santa Cruz, Donaire, and Kiko Martinez, and around that time. But I always say that when people think that I have the better chance because of my height, my physicality, my range, and everything, and I'm not battle worn out as much because he's been in a lot of battles as well.
Oh,
Did you see his Warrington fight?
The Warrington fight, that was a battle, you know.
That was
But like,
that was in a phone box.
Yeah, that I would say that he beats me in terms of experience because he has been in those higher caliber world title fights. But like I said, it just all depends on which Carl Frampton, you know, shows up to the fight. And I'm obviously, you know, smart enough to still focus on the best Carl Frampton, but we just won't know until I get in the ring with him.
So and I take it you're going to be, you know, using your height and your range and your reach.
Right.
You know, you're not going to jump into a phone box or anything. You're going to use you. Sorry.
I think the thing is a case of how the fight goes.
We have a little bit of everything. You know, we have to prepare for a little bit of everything because.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, because.
But boxing clever, you know.
Yeah, if you look at it, he probably has no other choice but to get on the inside. So.
Absolutely. When you're the shorter fighter, and I mean, let's face it, us two are short as anything. So you know, it's all about getting on the inside.
Yeah, so like you might have to prepare for an inside battle every now and then with them. You know what I mean? That's why I watched the second Santa Cruz fight when Santa Cruz decided to box instead of brawling. Yeah. But then you watched the Warrington fight when Warrington stepped to him. You know, Warrington everyone thought that fight that Frampton was the bigger puncher, and you clearly seen in the Warrington fight, Warrington was able to hurt him at least a few times in that fight for holding his ground and stepping to him. So you got for us, you know, that's another reason why I had Terrence Crawford with me in my training camp for that, because Terrence.
Oh my God, Terrence Crawford is just
exactly. He was you know, he's going to stay there.
Like if the guys would come out of their premier boxing channel and fight him, it'd be nice.
We're still hoping for that. Like I say, I speak to Errol's my good friend, so we're still hoping for that fight as well. But like Bud, I brought him into camp at times because he's gonna be there to put the weight on me. He's heavier than me. Yeah. He's gonna make me fight. Even times when I feel like I don't want to fight, he's gonna make you fight. So that's why it's good.
Well, that's pretty class. I mean, imagine having a pound for pound guy in your, you know.
Jamel, do you
have a guy like that in your?
Do you think he's
mentally tough?
Do you think he is the number one pound for pound fighter on the planet?
You know what? I always go for me. It's between him and Canelo.
Yeah.
Canelo is a superstar, isn't he?
Canelo is the difference with Canelo right now is that he's actually, you know, it's easier for him to get the fights that he wants. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He went out with the PBC, the situation with Bud. It's hard for him to get that you know, those marquee fights, and right now, you know, Canelo is getting those fights. Like, you know, he's fighting Billy Joe next, and then he wants to go for Caleb Plant to be undisputed champion at super middleweight, and you know, and so on. So it's like Canelo's road. Clearly, you can see from the resume right now, his road. He's champion.
Can you see Canelo go to light heavy?
I can see him go back to up there again, but we know boxing is very strategic. You got to be very, because those guys are there.
Oh, well, you're not going to take on just anybody.
And Bivol, and those guys are still dangerous. There's a lot of dangerous guys.
It was like when Roy Jones went for his heavyweight title. You know, he picked John Ruiz.
He picked the guy that was you know, slow. Is still dangerous, but slow on his feet. And we all know
exactly. One where he could use his speed and his accuracy to his advantage.
Timing, it all comes down to timing. You know, you look at Joe Kawasaki in his career. You know, it was picking the fights at the right time. He never shied away, but he picked the fights at the right time. And I think
but at the start, I found, this is my opinion, that Frank Warren's kind of kept him a little bit too safe. But then when he fought Jeff Lacey, and everyone was expecting Jeff Lacey to beat him, and it was the greatest fight.
He was an underdog in that fight, which is crazy.
Yes.
He dominated Jeff Lacey from.
I watched that, and I was expecting Kazagi to lose, and he didn't, and he was brilliant, you know. And it cemented for me that he is.
There were times
along
when
with Lennox
got
Lewis,
knocked down and he gets back up and he goes on.
Yeah.
He got knocked down in the Jones fight. He got knocked down in the Hopkins fight. And what did he gets back up and he just.
The only thing about the Jones and the Hopkins is they were a bit too late in Jones and Hopkins' career.
But
Yeah,
they're names, don't they? They're names, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm going to go down on that
But,
resume. It's like Jamel.
But Calzaghe is up there with Lewis as, you know, British all-time champion. Like, you know, I mean, he's phenomenal, like Joe. I mean, and he's undefeated. But, you know, and before he fought Lacey, I would have said, yeah, but he's picked his fights. But when he went to America and took on Lacey, he just went up a whole different level.
We could say that, and we could say that those guys, like I say, past the prime, but at the same time, those two individuals, they really believed that they still had more in the tank to beat Joe.
Yeah.
They did.
But
at their prime,
Joe just had more to give around that time. I mean, of course, we all would love to see Joe fight guys like maybe like the Winky Wrights and everyone, and the guys at that time and around that weight. But you know, it happens. But I give Joe Calzaghe his credit because, like I say,
absolutely. That's why for me, he's along with Lennox Lewis. He's up there as the British pound for pound champion of all time.
Jamel, who are you? And I know you shouldn't really look beyond fights. I know that's always a danger, but I'm going to go there anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, to hell with that. All that. Beyond Frampton, you beat Frampton. Who's sort of out there? Who have you sort of think? Yeah, I've got an eye on that person. I know you've kind of got your eye on the next fight. It's always the way. I understand that, but there is other guys out there.
Fighters always try to map out their careers, and you know, like I said, we don't obviously, like I said, I do want to like focus on Frampton because for me, at least in my career, Frampton still is a big fight for me. But you know, I always wanted to unify, and I believe that Oscar Valdez is the number one guy right now. You know, you guys know my history. When I won my world title, I was called out pretty much by Miguel Burchell, but we could never get the fight with Burchell. Because I always felt that at that time, Miguel Burchell was the number one guy. And in boxing, if you want to be number one, you got to beat the best out there. And
you don't call them out and then fight nobody like some people that we could mention later.
I wanted to take the risk. I mean, a lot of people thought I was going to beat Ito, and I made that fight quite one-sided. So I wanted to keep testing myself. But for whatever reason, Miguel Burchell's team, they just kept swaying from the fight. And you know, I was probably one of the few people out there that actually was picking Valdez to win because I said there's something that Valdez, because he has a great trainer, Eddie Reynoso. He has Canelo Alvarez by his side as well in camp. So there's something, I knew there was something that they seen that they can expose with Burchell. And I felt that Oscar Valdez put on a great performance, and I give him all the respect in the world. I have nothing bad to say about Oscar Valdez, but that'd probably be the next fight that I want because, you know, WBC, despite of all the craziness that goes on today with all these sanctioned bodies, the WBC still is another one of the most prestigious.
Oh yeah, like I mean, and here's another Northern Ireland Irish boxer represented Ireland in the Olympics, got the silver medal in Spain. Wayne McCullough won the WBC, you know, and went over and fought in Japan and won it over there, you know, and so yeah, he's big. He's a representative now for the WBC. But I mean, to me, the WBC was always the kind of the benchmark, you know, of the boxing belts. Like if I was to say which one's on top, I would say, well, it's WBC. Unless, of course, there's a better fighter with a different belt, you know.
Exactly. But I feel the better fighter right now who holds the WBC title, and I believe Oscar Valdez is the next big. Especially if you guys know it. I'm with Top Rank. He's with Top Rank. It's the easier. It's easy.
Yeah, it's easily made.
And another thing is that like I always wanted to you know, I'm very historic of boxing, and I always wanted to fight for the Ring Magazine title as well. You know, like I love when Tyson Fury just got his Ring Magazine title presented. Teofimo Lopez just got his.
Yeah, did you see the video of Teo getting his?
That title holds a lot of history.
It absolutely does, because that means you are the absolute king of your division.
Yeah, you're number one.
You are number one.
Well, Jamel, it's only a matter of time before you get yours, mate. You know, that's how you got to look at it. you know, we haven't had someone on that's so gracious and so, you know, they think so much of their opponent and who they're going to fight, and you know,
Well,
you've got such a nice way about you. And I'm not just
respectfulness,
saying
you know, it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's nice that, you know, you were talking about Carl Frampton. You've studied his fights. You appreciate the hard work, what he's been through, and what he's done, and that really speaks volume with you as a person. And I'll take my hat off to you, mate. You know, that's a real, you know, lovely thing to have in a person. And I think that'll take me far. You know, people love fighters that they can see that they appreciate other fighters.
Well, I think that's why I was following you for so long, you know, before you were even champion. I mean, you know, you represented your country in the Olympics and you fought for your country in Afghanistan as a Marine, you know, not as a kind of a decorated officer that just kind of stands there, but you actually went out and fought on the ground, you know, with your brothers. And that must be great as well. Your army brothers behind you. So I remember that in the World Championship.
For me, I just love to also, you know, for me to meet just people all around the world, because you always, doesn't matter, for me, it doesn't matter where you're from, you can always find something you may have in common with each other.
Absolutely.
I mean, look how we just sat here and had to have a good conversation about boxing, and we all knew our history in terms of certain fighters, but it just comes natural. That's just who I am.
Well, at the end of the day, we're all the exact same DNA.
Yeah. You know? I have Irish blood in my DNA. I do.
But there's only one race, and that's the human race. You know.
No, it's
and
now you've said
you've Irish blood. No wonder you're a boxer.
There's Irish blood, Jamel. You've done it now, mate. That is it.
Oh.
Thank you.
The guy down there is just.
Trust me, I've been invited to many pubs. I plan on coming over. So I've been invited to
well,
many
if you
pubs.
come to Dublin, Ireland, and get to Dublin, I would get. Do you ever Guinness? Do you drink Guinness?
No, but I might have to get a pitch. I might have to get a picture with you guys. They always
absolutely.
I gotta come.
Even the Queen, when she came to Ireland, had to have a pint of Guinness.
I'm coming over. I'm coming
over. Because it was funny when the Queen came to Ireland.
Choice, mate. You're not going to have a choice.
When the Queen came to Ireland,
I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. They always say, "Hey, when you come here, we're taking you. It doesn't matter. We're taking you."
Yeah. And they brought her to the Guinness storehouse, and there's a picture, but the Queen can't drink. And her poor husband, you can see, is licking his lips, just really wanting that pint. But royal protocol said you can't drink. But the funny thing was, in the Rugby World Cup in Japan, when South Africa won, Prince Harry went in to congratulate them, and the boys wouldn't let him leave without giving him a beer. He said, "I can't drink it because, you know, the royal thing." And he just had a swig out of it, like, because, you know, Harry's, well, like that, Harry served in the military, and he's big into his rugby as well. You know, it was a Band of Brothers thing with South Africans, and it was like, that's what I love about Harry as well. And I think it must be an army thing, this Band of Brothers, you know. And it was so nice and it was so cool, like, you know.
Well, no, Jamel, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on, and I wish you the best for the 3rd of April. And we'll definitely be tuning in. What we do on our show,
and we'll definitely talk again afterwards. Hopefully, we can talk about the next big thing coming up.
Absolutely. We'll be talking about where you're going next with your world title. Unification.
We'd love to see the belt. Yeah, we'd love to see the belt.
Thank you. Hold up.
Oh. I think with this Rocher, he's really spoiling us.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love it. Love it.
We want to add another one. We want to add another one. So let's
absolutely. That WBC one will be around the corner. Well, maybe next year.
Yes, hopefully, but it could be by the end of this year. We still got time.
Oh, very good. Yeah, Christmas in New York, Madison Square Garden.
Oh, as I say,
or the Garden in Boston, maybe.
It's an absolute privilege having you on, Jamel. And as I say, we'll be watching it on this show. We do a live watch along, so you know we watch the fight. We don't show it, but we watch the fight. And
we're not allowed
the fight while it's on, and
turn the volume down.
We'll be cheering for you, mate.
Thank you.
Really looking forward to it. So,
but as a former judge, I'm incredibly impartial when it comes to judging the rounds. So you have to win the round for me to give you the round.
I got you.
He's
I'll take
Joel
care.
will probably give it to you
I will
anyway.
handle,
but,
I will handle business. I promise you guys. I'll handle business.
Yeah,
you
this
do
is
your
the
business.
problem. You've set yourself up now, Enda, because now he's going to watch the watch along afterwards, and he's going to see how you scored him. So you need.
Well,
to
if he's at
careful.
one, he'll know that I got it right.
Yeah.
I'll be fine. I promise. I'm in a good mood. I'm in good shape.
You do you. You do you, and there won't be a problem.
Exactly. You
Exactly.
guys
I
take
don't
care.
foresee a problem. Put it that way.
Okay. Thank you.
Best of luck in Saudi Arabia.
Appreciate
Whoa.
you guys.
Is it-
I don't know what the Arabic is for best of luck, but in Irish, it's Ganairi and Talat. So Ganairi and
Thank you.
Talat.
That means a lot, man. I
Irish
appreciate
brother.
you guys.
honestly,
Thank you.
Jamel, thanks for coming on, and you look after yourself, and safe trip over there.
As well.
And
Thank you.
we'll speak afterwards.
Yeah. 2 belts.
Fair
Oh no,
enough.
only 1 belt because he doesn't have one. But on the road to 2 belts.
You take care,
You
Jamel.
guys
Thanks
take
for coming
care.
on, mate.
All right.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks a million.
Yeah.
Slán Navalia.
Well, what top bloke? Really,
Oh
really
my
nice
God.
guy.
He is the coolest.
Enda, you are made up, aren't you? Absolutely made up.
I'm fangirling.
But no, he's yeah, what a really nice guy, and he didn't have a bad word to say about anyone.
No, and
Just
there's
touch.
no trash talk.
Yeah,
But I think it is the whole army thing where you just respect your, it's all about respect for your fellow man, and everyone's putting their, giving it their all, and you just, and
Gracious.
boxing is about respect.
Really
And
gracious.
they all do it after the fight, but it's equally important to do it before the fight, because leave the trash talk for kind of, the WWE and stuff like that, But no, I hope it's a good fight, and I hope the 2 guys come out the other side of it unscathed. But I hope it's a damn good fight. A few black eyes won't go amiss.
Personally,
But,
I think it's going to be an absolute.
Oh, it
cracker.
is. It's going to be
I'm
a
really
cracker.
looking forward to it, and I reckon there'll probably be a good card on that as well. So
yeah, there is, because Tyrone McKenna is fighting on it, and he's a lively Northern Irish boxer, so that'll be good to look forward to as well.
as I say, we'll be doing a live watch along for that one on the 3rd of April, whatever time it is in the morning.
Is it on BT Box or BT General? Do they
I'm
know
not
yet?
sure. We'll look it up. We'll look it up. But
Absolutely.
yeah, thanks for coming on, Enda. I really appreciate it.
It was a big ask for me to come on to see my Irish cousin Jamel.
Well, there you go. You've found another relative. As I say, you've been watching JG's Fight Talk, sponsored by Rich's Boxing and Limitless Creations, and we'll see you all soon. Take care.
Take care, guys. Slán Navalia.